This is the Idlewild Park Amphitheatre. When we were organizing Cranbrook's second annual Pride celebrations on May 17th, 2014, some alarming statistics came to light. And those statistics said that the bulk of youth, however youth is defined, in the city of Cranbrook engaged in sort of self-destructive behaviors, or at least not productive behaviors. Things like recreational vandalism and cutting and other kinds of self-harm and substance abuse and so forth. And when I heard these statistics, I became a little bit alarmed. And I thought, well, since I was organizing the sort of the party aspects of Pride anyway, I was going to use those contacts to see if I could put together some activities for local youth to do. Because the lament that I heard was that youth had nothing to do in the Cranbrook area. So, in accordance with a few other things that I heard, kind of said to me, well, maybe the way to go is to put together some youth-centered concerts. You know, to give local youth something to do, some event to look forward to, and something to be productive with, something other than recreational vandalism. So I started to cast about for venues to hold a youth concert in. Now, I'm also a big fan of Sam Dunn's Metal, A Headbanger's Journey documentary, in which he examines heavy metal culture the world over. Oh, by the way, this that you see ahead of you is the Idlewild Park sledding hill. When there's snow on the ground, you come and sled there. It's very steep and very fast. In any event, at the very end of Sam Dunn's documentary on heavy metal culture, he speaks about answering his thesis. He figures out what purpose heavy metal music serves in popular culture. And he seems to conclude that it has a purging effect. It has the effect of letting out a number of aggressive and built-up tension emotions, basically aggressive emotions. And I thought, well, you know, that would be even more socially responsible than just giving Cranbrook area youth something to do, is find out a way to kind of have this purging effect and let the energy out, you know, let those aggressive tendencies out in a more or less harmless way. I think the reader will agree that if local youth tears this area apart, you know, a meadow up in a park, you know, it's a lot better than tearing apart city streets downtown, things like that. So I came up here and I scouted this place for possible use as a venue. Now, I also put in something else that I'd heard. At university, I had a roommate who had diagnosed anger management problems. And the counselor that he had seen told him to listen to what I call heavy music, heavy metal music, aggressive music. He was a big fan of a band called Powerman 5000. And the counselor told him that what it would do is it would help him manage and even purge his aggressive tendencies, his aggressive emotions, basically manage his anger. And frankly, this fellow, because he enjoyed fistfights, probably needed to manage that anger, okay? So I thought, here's one more plus to heavy music, right? So I thought, well, if I could get local bands involved, and having heard about how bands like the Beatles and AC/DC playing, you know, 5 shows a day, 3 to 5 shows a day, developed the very effective live acts that they did. Say what you want about the Beatles, say what you want about AC/DC, but they've got a well-honed live act put together. It would also help out local bands. So I thought, with these 3 goals in mind, giving local youth something to do, something that wasn't destructive to do, purging their aggressive emotions, and helping local bands to kind of hone their craft, that these youth concerts would be a good thing to do. So I've been searching around since Cranbrook Pride on May 17th for a place to hold these concerts. Now this, where I'm at right now, the Idlewild Park Amphitheatre, seems to me to be a very good place to hold this concert because it's kind of away from it all. Now, I received some information today that says that charging admission for this could be a little sketchy, so that's a detail that I have to work out, because the city of Cranbrook demands a certain percentage of any gate in a for-profit concert. So, you know, okay, this is something I have to manage. And I thought about having a charitable donation, bring a non-perishable food item for the food bank. That would be a way to help the food bank and help local youth and many, many things, right? And I was inspired to use this venue because of things that I've learned about the rock festival circuit, if you will, in Europe, especially the Wacken Open Air Heavy Metal Festival in Wacken, Schleswig-Holstein in northern Germany, which is essentially a number of fields like this where you can go and see just about any kind of heavy metal band that you're interested in seeing. And some very big names have played at Wacken as well. Bands like Iron Maiden, AC/DC, Judas Priest, and I could go on, as well as more obscure bands, cobbled together bands. You know, it's the ideal place to get someone like Sweden's Arch Enemy and Iron Maiden, and, you know, a number of metal performers like Michael Schenker, who is the lead guitarist for the band The Scorpions, as far as I know. Get them on stage together, you know, kind of performing together, one-of-a-kind things, you know, it's really cool. So I thought, if I could have a little festival here, you know, 2 or 3 local bands, you know, do, I don't know, 5 songs a piece, 7 songs a piece, whatever it turns out to be, that I could have a little local music festival that would accomplish those 3 goals. Give local youth something constructive to do, or at least not destructive, help develop local bands, and purge the aggressive emotions of local youth. So, dear viewer, let me know what you think of this as a venue for, you know, a festival type rock concert to be held in the Cranbrook area.